Greetings all and sundry, and welcome to La Théâtre de Phénix. I am your artistic director / creative genius, Chaz Redhead. Not too long to go now until the end of La Théâtre de Phénix as we know it. We have done our 3 seasons, if you will, our fall season, our spring season, and now we come to the end of our summer season. And then, of course, we will pass it down to a different online theatre company who will be performing these works in rep as they enter the theatrical canon. Probably something the RSC should consider. Now, where were we? First of all, what is this? I have gathered together some of the most available, and available is dwindling as a descriptor, so it's a good thing that it's ending soon. Some of the most available talent in comedy and theatre, and they perform the greatest works of literature ever conceived, the Ace Attorney trilogy. We are on the final case of the final game. A bridge to the turnabout. I don't know how to sum it up. Phénix Wright fell off a bridge. A children's author called Elise Donim has been murdered. But Elise Donim has been revealed might actually have been the long-lost mother of Maya Fey, which is a crazy thing that was just revealed in the last one. So that happened. But also, there's something about Iris, who is the young trainee monk who's been accused of this murder, even though none of it adds up. Maybe we'll find out a bit more about Iris. Like the fact that Iris was a twin. Iris had a twin sister, and they were raised separately. And I wonder whose twin sister she was, considering the 2 flashback cases we've had so far. So, without further ado, I am proud to present the company of La Théâtre de Phénix as we return to Bridge to the Turnabout. Enjoy. All right, so we're talking Edgeworth, are we, sir?
Yeah, that's the one, if we could. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh?
There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why.
You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow?
Talisman? Exactly.
Oh, brilliant.
As you know, these things couldn't have been planted here after the murder because of the bridge being on fire. You remember that bridge you fell off?
Yeah, that's the one. What was it, 72 hours ago? Maybe less. But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you?
... We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya, as well as Iris. It's our job, right?
Is it? Oh, shit. I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes.
Oh, that's right. We covered this in the last one, didn't we?
Did we? I cannot remember.
No, ... Thankfully, my nightmares have stopped my fear of earthquakes. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath.
You know what, Miles? So do I. And I think if you ask any of the 8 billion people on this planet, they would say the same thing. But look, 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at a little elementary school,
it was a tiny school. It was too small for children.
It was tiny in Eltham. Edward found himself in the middle of an orange murder. All the tremors. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Remember that? Oh, it was shaky.
Season 1, Case 4, true believers. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense lawyer. You remember Gregory Edgeworth?
All fludging back.
We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. You insisted throughout the trial that you called him Gredgeworth. That single gunshot shattered my whole life.
Gave me a career.
I lost everything that day. All because of that damn earthquake.
And I won a case.
My dreams, my family, and myself. I know the earthquake didn't pull the trigger, but it could have helped.
It's been more than 17 years now.
Are you telling
Surely
me
you're over it?
Are you telling me to get over it?
Surely. And you know what? That case was finally resolved 3 years ago, right?
You have a strange attitude to mental health, Phénix. You think I don't know that? I was there, but Dad, it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, right? There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. Yeah. And not after you saved me.
Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more of this self-pity, okay?
Why are you leaning into me and looking at my mouth?
You know why.
There was something that... Off you go. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. Oh, wait. Not somewhere. It felt like I'd seen her in court before. And I don't mean tennis.
That is somewhere, though. But so you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for a file?
Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I fucking nailed all of them. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare.
Were you naked?
No.
Were you naked?
No.
So, sorry. So, who is she?
I'm sorry, right? I can't give that information away to a member of the general public.
I'm not general public. I'm Sergeant Lawyer. Look, why not? It might be the crucial piece of puzzle that solves this case. Like a corner piece.
The crucial piece of puzzle.
The crucial piece of puzzle.
The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple.
That's good, because I can't remember them.
And neither did the case. That's where you're standing right now.
Oh, is it?
No, that woman is orangely completely unrelated to this murder.
Thank goodness. Unrelated?
Yes.
Like a second cousin? Oh.
I can say that with orange complete confidence.
You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. She's like really related. But I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the orange connection between Orange Iris and the orange woman Edgeworth Orange knew. Right, come on, Gary. Let's head off.
No, you should give him something.
Oh, yeah, go on. Let's give him something. You've been quiet, Gary.
Listen, I'm just letting you talk it out.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that that Iris had a twin sister?
What? A twin? You can't be serious.
This Sister Bikini told me.
Okay, so it's not serious.
Yeah, she is delightful though, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin because, well, she was a few vodkas in.
There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked.
Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young.
Sounding more like Jason Statham the more you speak.
I like to change things around. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think.
Orange Julius? No, an orange jeweler?
An orange jeweler. ...
Right, I... ... I might just know who this twin sister of hers is.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? There you go. I've got a black and white GIF there to show you.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, please, tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. As I stroke your fringe.
Hey, don't mess up the hair.
Sorry.
It was my first court case 6 years ago.
As you said.
I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died.
You are a greenhorn.
Due to my inexperience, the defendant died. If I was more experienced, with making sure that my witnesses didn't have poison capsules on them, I would have been better prepared.
What a whoopsie. What a whoopsie. Look, we've all been there. You're talking about Terry Foles, right?
Yes.
Remember him?
You know about that case?
Do I? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago.
That's when you were in hospital with a case of the cold after falling off a burning bridge.
That's the one.
Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago.
Remember 11 years ago when all things were sepia?
Yeah. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father. A jeweler?
A jeweler? 8 years ago, the talkies came in. That was fun.
And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking.
She was so knackered from doing that, she had to sleep in a boot.
No, that's the body.
Right. Her sister.
Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related.
Still sisters, though.
Stepsisters, she got stuck in dryers a lot. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife's former roommate.
One more time?
Dahlia's father's second wife's former roommate.
There we go. Oh. And this is when Orangely she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. Silly Billy. So, after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? ...
There is no need. Like I said, Dahlia isn't orangely connected with this case.
Why are you so orangely sure about that?
It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is orangely dead.
What?
Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak.
Right you are.
She's dead as fuck, Phénix.
Right. DAD. What do you mean by dead as fuck and Dahlia Hawthorne is orangely dead, Edgeworth? ...
I only just discovered this, right? But I never knew about the murder case you were involved with during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey.
She loved butterflies.
She did love butterflies, and she yelled Mia's name in an angry way, and she lost all color in her eyes for a moment.
At the time, Dahlia. It's like, she was possessed by a demon or something.
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out considering what we've dealt with.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years since that guilty verdict was handed down.
6 years. I'm going to write that down.
And her sentence was finally carried out. Stop pretending like you're going to remember any of this.
Right. No, I won't. It's just, you've said it about 6 times.
She was executed last month!
Christ almighty, I need a timeline
She
here.
was executed. First of all, she was hanged. Then the firing squad shot at the hanging body. And then they did the lethal injection. And then after that, they put her in the chair.
Oh my God. Executed?
I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? It was definitely a shock for her. For more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them.
And we have tried. There's no way to revive the dead. I wonder. It seems you're not aware of the other connection yet, Edgeworth.
And what is that?
It's about Iris and Dahlia, Hawthorne's mother.
What's
Dahlia,
mother?
That's right.
What's the mother got to do with this?
She's my confetti. spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique.
Did you say Karain channeling technique?
Do you know something about the Karain channeling technique?
Oh, yes, I know the Karain channeling technique. It's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium.
Fraudulent? Orange?
I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago.
Or numbers? Oh, Christ, this again.
I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads.
Dogs were everywhere.
They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened?
No.
As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder.
Oh, Jesus.
She and her powers, they were all fraudulent.
Edgeworth.
Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL-6 incident case file. And you'll know, even though you definitely did a trial about this in the first game.
Of course. How could I forget? It was only like, April or May last year, but Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Oh, it was just a total eclipse there for a second, but Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Karain channeling technique, the KCT, is real.
Get out of here, right?
All right. Come on, Gary. Let's head off.
All right, I'm right behind you, mate.
Oh, you're right.
I should probably
I've got a
ask
present.
Iris some questions.
Yeah, I'll give her a present first. Take this!
Oh! I feel restricted.
I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing that night. ... You said you were in the room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes. There I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Let me find her. There you go, got a picture, take that. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Oh, I know her.
She
You know
said
her.
she saw two of you, which means she definitely saw you.
Sister Bikini. ...
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
Can I try the impression, sir?
Yeah, please, if you could.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple.
9 out of 10.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was really close.
Sister Bikini didn't just see you. She spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So, you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the bloody murder.
Oh, that's very impressive, Mr. Wright.
Thank you. Smash.
The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
Smart. What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple.
This sounds like a maths problem, and I'm already out.
And 2 trains were going that way.
No!
So I would have left Station A at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
It doesn't make a lick of sense!
Huh? I'm telling the truth. What are you talking about?
Not a lick. Now, you say you were left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say
Jesus
doesn't add
Christ,
up
sir.
with this. I'm just so excited, Gary. Here, go on. I nicked Iris's hood. Take that. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights at Christ. You said that you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
You spent too much time talking to Bikini.
Indeed. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable orange witness I have.
Mr. Bikini?
Who's
Who's that?
Me.
Oh, Right.
I am Mr. Bikini.
Mr. Bikini, right?
Look, we even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. Talked about.
No, that's right. I remember.
Smash. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same bloody time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. Little time punch. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple.
And there's 2 things Phénix hates.
And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple.
Gamblers and liars.
Gamblers and liars, was that it? There's only one possible explanation for the apparent impossibility.
Would I like to go to Las Vegas?
On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris, unless everyone was cross-eyed for some reason.
But that's crazy. How could that be?
That's right. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Hashtag girl boss. There's only one of me. It's impossible. There's no other explanation. You're seeing things, Mr. Wright.
Seeing things? Impossible, I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
It's just very cold here, Gulp.
I mean, canonically, it is very cold, sir.
Yeah, maybe you could pop a fleece on.
I have an outfit. You're seriously trying to ruin my outfit
I'm
and
sorry.
suggest there's more than one of me? That's ridiculous. Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
All right, let me get it out. This is why I always bring a fleece. Take that. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris.
Thanks, it's well insulated.
You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps?
Ah!
That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I mean, you're identical. It's basically a palette swap.
Did you see my sister? I had no idea you knew of her. Or knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer.
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris?
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of a murder investigation.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right, then. This second your dead sister, who was here at the temple on the night of the murder.
Yeah, you know what? It sounds funny when you say it out loud.
It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? And this fleece is very warm. What is it?
Very
Patagonia?
nice, isn't it? It is Patagonia. Yeah,
I
got
knew
it.
it. I love Patagonia.
Got it at Ruxley Manor Garden Centre.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's very nice. They've got just like they have kind of outdoor gear.
Sir,
for
murder
gardening. It's very nice.
investigation.
Oh, sorry. Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, for Christ's sake. A training ground of the Karain channeling technique.
That's right, the KCT.
I mean, I live here, so I know that, but
Fair dues, but that night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and they knew about it. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me.
What? Huh? Oh, ow!
Smash.
That felt like a
do.
successful unlock, sir.
I think it was a successful unlock. High five.
Yeah.
Thanks for that high five. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister,
This is so soap opera. It's killing me.
Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Well, she was hung, shot, lethal injection, and then put in the chair.
I know, I was there.
Oh, really?
Ja-
They let people watch?
Yeah, Yeah, we're twins. It's a thing.
Bloody hell. Well, I just as I expected, to be
Really?
honest. Yeah, I thought it. The iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne.
So are we going to have to prove that ghosts exist in a court of law?
I think we might. Look, why didn't you tell me this before? Come on.
Hashtag girl boss. Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do, dead or not. I already orangely betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You orangely betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way to honor my sister who's already been hanged, quartered, and what else happened?
Oh, a shot and then the lethal injection and then the chair.
Yeah, those things.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the orangely fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago.
Oh, those currents are very strong.
More numbers.
Those strong currents. That was the start of it all. It twisted her entire destiny.
Like a strong Ribena.
Flashback, 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 flashback. She started to commit crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. And in the end, she lost her life.
Well, if you're lost, if you look, you'll find me. Crime after crime.
Crime after crime. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris? Because it would really help us.
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
Yeah, weird, right?
Jesus.
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father, that's awful.
I'm aware, but I promised. I promised that I'd help. Thanks for rubbing it in. And
You're welcome.
she didn't do it for the money.
If you're saying that she's doing it for the thrill, it's not a better defense.
Huh?
It was for the orangely revenge on our father.
Revenge?
Revenge.
Revenge. What do you mean by revenge? I need my dictionary here.
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
All right, the Karain village is quite nice, actually.
Lovely gift shop. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Oh, yeah, Morgan Fay. Is that the one you put in prison for murder?
Yeah, that's the one.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. Did you get all that, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I did.
Good. The Main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. Did you also get that, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I did.
Great. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. Do you follow me so far?
I am following you so far.
That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power.
Power.
But his plan backfired because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of the Quran.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Quran tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, mystic Misty Fay, made an orangely terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the Orange DL-6 incident. Have you heard of that before?
I have many a times.
Weird. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind.
Phénix, is now a good time to explain to Iris that she has a little sister as well?
Huh? What was that, Gary?
It's not important.
Oh, okay. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive that he had no reason to stay there.
I ain't staying here
Anna.
one more goddamn minute. This place is a hick dive. I'm a jeweler, goddammit. I'm getting out of here.
He was also
Did
from
I?
Louisiana.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family, I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually, emotionally, politically, and all the other things you can think of.
Yeah, that makes sense considering that Droopy runs the jail.
Exactly. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
I'm like 5 steps ahead of you in this.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to finish this?
Oh, God.
I have asked in everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything relates back to it, goes back into history of the Fey clan. That is what it looks like.
It does look like that.
Thank you.
Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it? Is it about the code? I love it.
Well, that is a lovely coat, but during the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne, in case you forgot, poisoned a lawyer.
Oh, that I remember, yeah.
Your sister Dahlia, she began relations with a certain Orange College student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
Ha! She burnt your whole thing.
Oh, God. And I love guts. I see. Oh, Jesus. Well, that hurt my feelings. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Ow!
Hurry up, Phénix, right? There's still so much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you. I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation.
Can I keep the coats?
Yeah, go and keep that. I've got a spare. I've always got a spare fleece. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearls' psychic's lock.
What?
You heard.
You know what? Just sorry to bother you, Iris. We're out of here.
Okay, bye.
See you, Iris.
You really
take
are
care.
a muppet sometimes. You know that, right?
If I'm a Muppet, then you're bloody Jim Henson, whatever that means.
Well, great. So that means I'm the puppet master. Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah,
Thank
but it
you-
means
thank you
your
for the
hand
compliment,
is really
dickhead.
tired. That's what it means.
February
really
9th, Heavenly Hall.
Tired hand. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in the front of the bloody shack.
You made yourself laugh, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Ah, you're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off.
Thank God. Look, I think
Potatoes for you, Nick.
I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now, I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Let's give her a present first, because it has been a while and I have left her here. Take that. Oh, Christ. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Dunham's room reading a book together, correct?
Yeah, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
Oh, no. There was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Doonim's room because she was too orangely worried about something or someone else. Pearls? Just going to show you this map here. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Follow my finger. There. In a temple. Take that map.
Oh!
Sorry, Gary, I'm going to damage your map in
Why
a
did
second.
you just shove it in her face?
I'm sorry. Look, you went here, didn't you, Pearls?
You're a monster.
Look, looks like she's still not going to open up for me. Maybe I'll pull this map down. Look, this is where you went because you were so orangely worried, right? Then,
Orangely worried, yeah?
the next question is, who or what were you worried about?
Or when were you so worried? Oh, no.
How were you worried? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, let's make a game of it, this murder case.
You mean, you know what?
Pearl is really struggling here. Hey, Pearl, have you ever had a dream that you would that's fine. I'll ask you later.
If I'm right, which I am, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place where my finger is for one very simple reason. And that reason is this. Take that. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? It was, though, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course. Jesus.
Well,
I signed up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you, considering how cold it is. Young people could be so reckless with their health. Blah. Don't blame me if you become one with those who channel. Oh, wah-ha-ha! Oh.
Green giant. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hasakura Temple to Maya in the bloody first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple.
Smash. Then we're clear now that you went in the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started, but there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell. I'm just going to repeat what you said, but in a slightly different order. The Hazakura Temple bell's pretty small, though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
Well, I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. You know, that would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Yeah, well, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. My rucksack here, hang on. Where the bloody hell did I put it? Oh, hang on. Just move my wallet out the way. It's the burnt letter, take that.
Ah!
You were given some instructions to follow that night, weren't you? I presume you recognise these pieces of paper.
Oh no, where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
Don't try and butter him up now.
Smash. These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me?
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit.
Who is that?
Is that your reading voice?
That's my reading voice. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Who's no? Look, taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have be trying to... don't overthink it, Phénix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Where are those teeny weenies? Take that!
Ah!
It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name in the letter. Smash. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met in the inner temple that night. No. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
Steady.
She broke my heart.
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a bloody clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Well, whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you've never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, I mean, you've followed their instructions without question. So, here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Take that. Pearls,
Yeah.
I have to wonder about something.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have any idea who those instructions meant, did you?
Dump?
Dump indeed! But you followed them to the letter, regardless of your badump.
Badump!
Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you know?
Figured it out, that's how I did it.
I knew that you should have filed those papers to expedite her being shot, sir.
The person who wrote you this letter was your own bloody mother, Morgan Fay. Smash. All right, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Why are you making this
a-
child cry,
I
Nick?
was just thinking that as
We
well.
need an exposition badump.
Mr. Nick.
Why is she holding back from me? I'm being really polite. I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child.
I'll underestimate whoever I bloody well please. Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
This is why you don't take children on cases. They pick up ticks from other witnesses.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
Nah.
You know.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. Now get the old evidence rucksack out. Look, all right, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder.
Yeah.
But, you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
Exactly. I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult.
Ah,
No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
a simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
Good question, and I'll answer. I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words. And this is the evidence that proves... Oh, Jesus,
Really
where did I
putting
put
your
it?
eggs into this basket, aren't you,
I
sir?
really am. Oh, Christ, here's the gravy. Take that. Gravy scroll. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it? Only a child would splatter gravy on a scroll.
Oh,
That's an actual sentence you said, sir.
Hmm.
what? Why would I do something like that?
Do you remember what was written on that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. That's what was written on it. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast of Jesus among others, right? Oh my God.
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Thunim on the night of the murder?
Oh, flashback.
Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Mrs. Elise? So, for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word.
Sure. Miss Doonin taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you
Was badump.
is what they bloody well meant. Great.
Gravely sounds like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
She's 8 years old. She hasn't gotten the synonyms yet.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Not loads.
I really am useless.
No, don't be down in the badumps.
I didn't even manage to burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
Smash.
Feels like a successful unlock.
I think that was a successful unlock. Oh, we were outside the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just standing over here, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Sorry,
going
Were you
on.
there the whole time, Larry, while we
Yeah,
berated this child?
It's really disturbing, Phoenix. Can I get some of that gravy for those potatoes?
No, the gravy's all gone.
Why? It's all the thing.
Mr. Nick, I after dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of leftover gravy.
Oh, that's the best kind of gravy.
The gravy?
Yeah, the gravy.
Sure.
Gravy.
It was all congealed and yummy, and I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I'm sure that it was the master of Kerrang, like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Some lovely magazines there. Look, why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because, Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it.
Rightio.
So I just stayed where I was, and I prayed for her to get through it, if, praying is,
Right.
But then I...
Pels, did you fall asleep?
I mean, the meal was really big and so yummy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep?
It's
I'm
weird.
still here.
That's weird
still
coming
clutching
from you.
my paintbrush.
You understand the optics of that sentence, right?
Hey, it's my one line. Okay, I just get to say. I mean, I fall asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. You fall asleep in the snow.
Anyway,
Not
when you
weird.
found yourself trapped at the inner temple,
You
then
shush,
you found
Stig of
yourself
the
trapped at
Badump.
the inner temple.
Yeah. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall.
I thought everyone had left me because I overslept.
I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy, and
And let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried.
Who
I
hasn't
we've all
done a
it.
gravy chuck cry?
We've all done it.
You put on some Adele, you throw some gravy around.
It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl, having Nick just screaming at you for the last half an hour. I mean, I know what that's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too.
Yes.
He's always been a terrible friend. So I have turned out the way I have. Jumping from job to job, woman to woman. Just one terrible situation after the other. My whole life just losing my cool every 10 seconds and bursting into tears. All because of this sicko over here. Anyway, don't equate something so trivial with her experience. That's you. It's you speaking.
Indeed,
Speak.
Larry. Indeed, exactly. You said exactly what I wanted to say.
And the nominees for
We're
the
such
Olivier
good
are...
friends.
you're not special, Larry.
Hey, I'm so special. I've got more than one outfit.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, Larry's not special, and as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried. I did, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone before. This was the first time. I swear, it never happens. It's the first time it's ever happened. But I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. I thought I was going to say something worse than this, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to say it'll all work out. Yeah, sorry. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you, small child.
Such a white
Whoosh.
knight. What do I do, Gary?
Just like that.
Jesus. So, she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Is there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel the spirit?
Jesus Christ.
I suppose there's one other possibility. Not very
What's your problem,
likely,
Gary?
though.
Come on. Look, could you please tell me what it is anyway? Is that right?
My problem is I've already worked out what this could be before you've gotten to it.
Well, it could happen that if someone else was already channeling the same spirit,
Someone else? What do you mean?
You
Well-
mean someone else, Nick? You know, a different person?
How could that be?
There's only one of each spirit, right?
Yeah, it's like dating a girl, a situation I equate to every experience, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken.
Oh my god.
Then that would mean on the night of the murder, Someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
This letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. Properly winding me up, this letter. Look, I definitely need to find out more about it. So I'm going to ask now.
My mother has gone to a place called Penitentiary.
Yeah, she's in the clink, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, Pearls. That's what Gary said.
I visit her every month.
What, unaccompanied? There's so many red flags here.
And last month she told me
The more time we've been waiting, the time that we've been waiting for has come, Paul. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Frey clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
my mother is so nice to me. I love her so very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids. Am I right? Am I right, Nick?
She said it was the good for the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
Oh, yeah, you take this one.
Yeah, you know, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually, a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time,
Pretty weird, huh?
All right, Larry, pipe
Pretty
down.
weird. Hey,
Christ, like Larry knows bloody anything about this stuff.
been living here for a year, Nick.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
There was a seal on it.
That sure is pretty strange.
Stop
That's strange.
butting into this. Why are you acting like you're a part of this?
I am. I'm part of this conversation.
I will lay you out, Butts.
You're
I
having
will
it in
lay
my
you
hut.
out.
You try. You just try.
You do not want to see
Gary,
me
you
take this
just
synth
try.
off, Larry.
Sorry,
Okay,
Cows,
I've been
these
holding
two.
a pallet in my hand for a week. Okay, my hands
That
are
paint's
made
going
of
to be frozen
steel.
now, Larry. Look, someone had opened it already. I'm just going to pop
I'm
that in
Phoenix's
rucksack.
friend.
I've known Phénix longer than you.
Look,
I mean his actual backstory.
I'm sorry, Pearls, but thanks for all this. You really helped me out, honestly, and I'm sorry I made you cry.
You're always very welcome, Mr. Nick. My mother is watching over us.
Yeah.
What a reassuring thought.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the Mystic Maya will be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she would. Look at that innocent smile on her face. I won't. I'll just carry on with this lie. Look, what am I supposed to say to her?
Oh, I think he's building up to saying something.
Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is.
Thank you.
Otto.
The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop.
While you're here, Goddo, I'm a better friend to Phénix than Larry is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I'm
Wait,
an older
you two aren't
friend.
dating? I assume the two of you were following each other around all the time. I assume the two of you had a thing going on.
No. It's very strong friends. Stronger than him and
We're
Larry.
very
Okay.
strong. I went to school with. I mean, he kind of loses touch with me
I
every year.
will lay you out, Butts.
Hey,
Well, you two, why don't you sort this out over there? Look, I
All right, let's go over there. Go.
yeah, let's go. We're going over here. We're
All
gonna
right.
fight. We're gonna go mano a mano. Okay.
I'm sorry
Every time
about
I get
this,
involved
Scotty.
with a case, two men start fist fighting over the defense attorney in question. It's very confusing.
They do this. Look, I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock breaking effort.
But it's all a waste of time.
But why'd you say that?
Because my Faye isn't coming back.
What? Sorry. You two, look, below the face and above the waist, okay? I don't want to see any bruises. All right, sorry about that. Look, you don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that?
It was your job to protect her, Trite.
Oh, yeah.
Just like it was your job to protect Mia Faye. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances.
I realize that, but
And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them.
I didn't know anything about what was going on.
What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
Bloody hell. Oh, he's gone.
Mr. Nick?
Say uncle. Say uncle.
I'll never submit.
Say uncle.
Never. I'm
You
never
two.
gonna submit. Ah.
Is what that man just said true?
It'll be all right, pals. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
Thanks, mate.
My dear Pearl. You've done so well, my child, my Pearl. It's better that you don't know. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now you ought to take the place at the head of the Fae clan. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
Just in time.
Wow, pretty intense stuff there. We're going to take a quick intermission, soft 5 hard 10-minute intermission. When we come back, the final trial begins. Join us then. Welcome back, everybody, to La Théâtre de Phénix. Me again. We are about to begin what could be the final, or what is, I should say. I've got the walkthrough in front of me. What is the final ever trial segment of La Théâtre de Phénix? A lot of exciting stuff is about to happen. Many a revelation. Let's see how it all plays out. Let's get straight back into it. Enjoy, everyone. February 10th, 9:39 am, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
No, I'm right
well,
here.
Yeah. he just popped to the loo. Morning, Pearls.
You probably don't recognize me because of my black eye.
Yeah, he
Oh,
Yeah,
he embarrassed me.
Larry
He
got a
embarrassed
lucky
himself
shot
this
in.
morning.
Larry got a lucky shot in.
No, you embarrassed yourself.
well done. Larry is a dick. Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's gonna happen to Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry. Well, we don't know yet, to be honest. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Not good.
So, is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she got tired of that. But she's a defendant in this case, so she can't be in the inner temple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, she's required to be in court. It's a complicated issue.
It's a complicated
Oh.
system. Anyway, long story short, Maya might have frozen to death already. So it's...
Yeah.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. It's a much nicer lobby.
Ed Edgeworth.
That's right.
What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony. You usually say testimony.
You heard me.
Oh no, that's a judge.
You heard me.
Sorry.
Iris is going to be
Do
testifying as a witness for the Orange prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for an orange confession. Or so I heard.
Like a flannel. Francesca von Karma. What are you up to, you?
I know what you're thinking, but Francisca isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
What? Then who the fuck is?
Who else would it be out of the 3 prosecutors that you know? Francisca's away. I'm standing here talking to you now. So who do you think it is?
It could have been that bald guy with the glasses.
Winston Payne?
Yeah,
you
it
think
could have
they'd
been
give
him.
this case to Winston fucking Payne?
That would be funny if they gave the final one to Winston Payne.
Who else would it be but Gatto?
Gatto?
Francisca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. She's trying to whip the locks in the hopes that they open.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean the
it's a bar.
keys?
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks with her whip. It's not working well. With the head nun's assistance, naturally, and her hands are shaking all over the place. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours.
3 hours, maybe a week.
I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon.
Yeah. No, thanks, Edgeworth. Cheers, mate.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today.
Right.
Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow!
Something else I'd like to nail. Look, you don't have to tell me that.
Listen, are we gonna fuck or not?
Yes. After next week.
All right. I know. I can already see it in your eyes.
Yes.
You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
Well, you asked me to. Look, it's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of it all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I realized that we had another week to go. So it'll be next week, and I felt myself getting stronger.
Are you saying that this isn't even your final form?
No.
Interesting. Maybe you passed your cold on to someone else. Literally. And with that,
All right, Rob.
I leave the rest in your capable hands.
Say
Partner.
it. Yes! Oh, God. Oh, you don't know how much that means to me. God, he hasn't said that yet, so that's... Thanks.
See you, Phénix, and happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. I still don't have answers for the most of the riddles plaguing this case. Plaguing, I tell you. The circumstances around the murder of Ms. Elise Doonim, Miss Misty Fay. The snare drum that was on fire, and the impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after, what she's hiding in that hair of hers. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
February 10th, 10 a.m., District Court. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first and last time, it's courtroom number 7.
Yes!
Oh my God!
Fantastic.
Courtroom number 7. What a
We're
sense
really
of
got time
finality.
here.
Oh, wonderful.
Come on,
Love it.
ladies and gentlemen. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. The court is now in session for the trial of Hazakura Temple.
Your Honor? What are you...
Who? Me? My honor? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it developed a scorching fever. I think it was the Rona. And he fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot.
2 brothers, but they're lawyers, but they're judges, and a Mexican armada comes down. 2 brothers. It's just called 2 brothers.
My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, especially in the beard. Not to mention sad that he shouldn't be here. On the coffee again, are we?
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us.
Bullet.
This is precisely why people need to feel the need to judge the past. And we, the court, has been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
For once, and I think this is literally the first time, I agree with you, Godot.
I was going to say just the same thing, Your Honor.
I understood exactly what you said up until the end.
That's good, because I didn't.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides.
Oh my god.
There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world.
REM?
The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
That's right, baby.
I've
Oh,
missed you,
then.
sweet,
You mean
beautiful bean beast.
beans? Yes, you mean... Forget it. What do you mean? Do I want to know?
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime.
That's right.
But today, she has had a change of heart.
That's correct. That's me saying this. I'm the coffee.
Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has an orange confession to make.
Confession? The defendant?
So you're saying this is Confessions Part 2?
I hope not. We haven't got the time for that.
Another eclipse. Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Gavel! Right, very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession.
Godot, I'll write you up for sexual assault.
Very, very reasonable, but I had to say it as it's one of my many terrible rules.
Picking up really weird vibes, but my name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something you want to confess to?
Yes. But first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Oh my god, this never happens. Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Ms. Oh my god, Elise Dokesnime?
That was a really good try. No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the orange cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to Hazakura Temple Courtyard, where I desecrated it.
What?
Oh my god, what a twist of
Bloody
turn!
hell.
Season finale vibes.
Order in the court. Oh, that happened very quickly. Witness, what the fuck are you actually confessing to here? Are you saying you're an accomplice in the murder or not?
I'm so random, right? Yes, that's correct.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, even Phoenix is stumped. Look at
Really
his
is
dumb
random.
ass
She
face.
hasn't got a bloody clue. Look at him
That's
sweating.
me.
3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in cold sweat. And not hot sweat.
Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something,
That's right. I'm an accomplice to your taste buds, baby.
and an accomplice to my bowels, good friend. It happens to be that in this case, it's to murder.
Down I go.
Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
That Godot. He's a notto. Look, so this is the confession they were conferring about.
Did you say he's a notto?
Yeah, he said a rhyme and I wanted to
Swing
say
and
a
a
rhyme,
miss.
Gary.
Swing and a miss, Phoenix.
He's so much cooler than me. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris' testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket.
Now then, valued witness, if you don't mind, I have a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone. Nah. Now I'm definitely up a creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Quran tradition. Did you get that, Mr. Wright?
It.
Cool. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family.
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her, the daughter of the master of the Quran channeling technique, Mystic Maya Faye.
Huh?
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite.
That
I
do
can't
smell
believe-
good.
I can't believe that's the first time he's used that one.
She's naming Maya.
Oh my god, this is the third time that has been
Gavel,
accused of murder.
gavel,
Nice.
gavel! Order!
got
Order in
caught.
the court. Right, so. Not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
You got it. I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes.
Objection! Witnesses speaking like a Disney princess to try and influence the court.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, look, a bird. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
Objection. Look, Gary, leave the objections to me.
Gavel.
And now I've
No,
missed
too
your line,
late.
Gary.
Too late. You had your chance. The defense will refrain from commenting until an appropriate time.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Not appropriate.
Jesus, Gary.
Now, witness, let's hear your testimony.
I'm fired up, mate. I'm fired up.
What exactly happened on the night of the crime? And listen, I don't want any revisions. I want you to tell us everything first time.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't
Everything
believe you.
first time.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected. But I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
This whole bloody case is a wind-up.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So, it was orangely in self-defense.
Yes, I just said Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You got the instincts of a true criminal.
Thanks.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman.
Do you really not know? It was yesterday.
Iris even admitted it.
You are just a thick idiot, aren't you?
Gavel! Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
And I am very cross.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
She moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Know the sentence you're going to say before you say hold it.
I was just so excited, Gary.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of orange dagger.
An orange dagger, huh? And Elise Dunham tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Fay?
Yes, exactly. She made a stabby motion. Just stab, stab, stab.
Wow.
Oh, there we go again.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
What?
Yeah,
It was
sorry,
also
mate.
brown.
I thought I was coffee. It got all messed up.
How could you make that mistake?
Do you have a problem with the taste of Worcestershire sauce? And also with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
No and yes. Do I have a problem with the Worcestershire sauce and with Iris's testimony? Slam. Your Honour, I don't have a problem with the Worcestershire sauce, but I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You sounded very much like Michael Caine just then.
Tried my best.
You don't have a problem with Worcestershire sauce?
No, I quite like it.
But Worcestershire... Never mind. This witness is your own client.
Yes, well, you know, nevertheless, we're here now.
We are.
Fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
I'm glad that everybody's catching on how to say that word properly.
Yes, sir. Testimony.
Hey, just a moment. It's testimony. And it's my job to say that.
Oh, sorry.
It's testimony. Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
What?
Said the angry horse.
Okay. Now, let's continue.
You're not the judge.
She took her staff away and pulled a dagger from her inside her robe.
There, Judge. There. Objection. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Dunham throwing her staff away makes no sense to me at all.
All you can do with a staff is hit someone.
No. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but I'm a bit of a cosplay person myself, but this victim's staff had a special feature about it.
Also, you could do more than hit someone. You could bring it down and summon a spell, and you could, and you could destroy the bridge, and then you and the Balrog fall down.
Indeed, thank you. But as you can see, it's a sword. I open it up there.
Wielder of the secret fire.
If Elise Dunham really had wanted to kill Mayor Fay, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger.
Especially if she wielded the Flame of Arnor.
Especially if she was wielding the Flame of Arnor. But not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. And a beautiful blade it was.
Oh my God, there's a lot of
Gorgeous.
What's he talking about beautiful blades for?
Goblin killer, right?
Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection.
Hey, mate, it's me again.
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trice.
Get me down, you
Thank
mate.
you.
Get his coffee down, yeah.
I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Depends whether you're a dex or a strength main, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, well, it determines there could be a certain kind of sword that also uses dexterity properties. I mean, again, I'm not the dungeon master under any circumstances. Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important.
Objection. It is important if she got to add her proficiency bonus.
Exactly.
The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
But there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Gavel! Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point at the end of a long sword or a
No.
dagger, regardless.
Nod. Very well, Your Honour. The defence will now present evidence to back its argument, and I've wrapped it up.
Mr. Wright!
I have here another piece of evidence that shows this testimony can't be trusted.
Oh, come on.
Because Miss Elise Doonim would never attempt to take the life of Mayor Fay. Here, take that. Slam. Elise Doonim would never have attacked Mayor Fay. Never.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Doonim. Her real name was Misty fucking Fay.
Fay?
Ah, no, not Mystic Misty Fay.
Who is this Misty Fay? Does she have water-type Pokemon? Is she related to...
Misty Fay is the master of the Karain channeling technique, the KCT.
Not the Cerulean
She's also-
City Gym. The
No.
CCG.
But she is also, it says here on my piece of paper, Slam, the mother of Mayor Fay.
Are you serious?
God, it's better than a soap
You
opera,
are
this.
serious? Christ.
Is it really true? What you just said in a court of law, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Doonim actually the great mystic Misty?
Nod. There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no bloody idea.
I can hardly believe it.
Slam. The idea that she could try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen for 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Oh my God,
What's
he's
going
smoking
there?
inside.
I have no bloody clue what's
Gavel,
going
gavel,
on.
order in the court again. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts, what I'm going to call facts that have just been presented.
Ah,
One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight. And two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. It's like a Tarantino film.
Exactly.
Despite
Gary
the
and
facts
Larry.
being... Right?
So-
Do you have something to say?
No, I just thought it was Gary and Larry were also fighting to the death, but that's
I
that's
don't give
another
a
thing.
shit about
Oh,
Gary.
all right, no, that's fair.
Wow, standing right here.
Oh, you're Gary!
I'm Gary.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Your synth player is a lovely man. This Larry, I'm sure he destroyed utterly. But despite the facts being believable when they're taken on their own, a shake of my head when they're taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible,
Don't drink me, I don't want to die!
except for one little thing.
Yes, what is this one little impossible thing?
You still don't get it. You may think my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Do they all end up calling me Gramps?
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
I already have heart palpitations after hearing this woman's confession. I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Is that a dagger I see before me? The dagger the witness is testifying as seeing?
The handle's towards your hand.
Obviously, thine honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, I have... If you look closely, there appears to be an orangey blood stain, and then it looks orange when you try and wash it out.
Oh my god!
Right.
Bloodian!
Look closely at this there.
I don't know what that is.
Where did you find that? I don't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck on the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of in the back of the pine tree.
Which means that Tarantino really did direct this. No, the blood on the dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Were you even listening, old man?
Will you?
I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of coffee this morning.
That's not what you said, no.
Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Gavel! Bailiff! Droopy! Get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
All right. Well, we had my series wrapped last week. I guess you want me in for a cameo? There you go. Here I am. And
No,
off I
this
go.
is your job, Bailiff.
No, sorry.
Now then. The testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Valuable witnesses never lie. Ever.
Exactly. Gavel, for no reason whatsoever. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle, the Tarantino fight between the two women.
Oh, yes, that, Your Honor. Yeah. Cool. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. And then everything went red.
That happens.
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
Yeah, I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but...
No, I mean her heart was broken by the blade that was stabbed into it.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. It had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
I'm going to say that seems reasonable. Gavel! Now then, Mr. Rat, proceed once again with your cross-examination.
He just gavelled his own point.
He loves that gavel.
He does love that gavel.
I have missed this gavel.
Lavel.
Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack with a weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise.
Very good.
I'm just finding. Here we go. Take that. Objection. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh? What?
Something isn't right about you, Iris. Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. Slam. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
You're just saying it like that to get in with the judge.
Yes, and it's
You
working.
said they were friends.
Oh, what do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Faye stabbed the victim who had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the orange stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
But according to the autopsy report, which
Solid
I'm
jump
tapping
in from
here,
the judge.
the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
Maybe it went all the way through.
Maybe it went all the way through, but this proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front.
Exit
Oh,
wounds
I
and
see.
entry wounds are different.
They
Right,
are.
right. I see.
One's innie and one's outie. Look, Sister Iris,
Which one are you, by the way?
I am innie.
I'm an outie.
Oh. It appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. I'm back to testimony.
Oh my god, this girl's
Someone-
all over the
Fine,
shop.
gavel.
Christ,
Right,
someone just turned on a wind machine.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
No, it's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
Yeah, we've just talked about that. You stabbed in the front, it comes out the back. Is that all you have to say?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
What is that?
Oh,
Fuck
I can also
off.
say that. Look, objection. Darkness can play with the human mind. There, I said it. Look, could you please knock it off with these cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already?
Sustained.
For Christ's sake, the point is, too much of the testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away the useful stuff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, tap tap, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the bloody stomach.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Yes, there are, indeed. Well,
Jesus
Iris,
Christ, he's 4 vodkas in.
how about it?
Well, it's just,
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
You're so naive, you're so...
You mean? What does that word mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee.
Name 3.
Acridity, burnishedness,
Richness.
bitterness.
Richness, for God's sake, man.
Bitterness.
That's a different flavor compound. That's umami. It's a different thing, but to pick out each
Umami,
one
oh,
requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were
Go
you
write
really-
a novel.
Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself.
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly in orange.
What?
A human needs one thing to see clearly,
Eyes?
and that is light.
And
Oh.
also working eyes.
And objects for the
Three
light to
things,
bounce
fine.
off
And by
of.
the way, did you
Correct.
know? The Inner Temple has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is in their training, the orange stone lantern in the garden is to always be lit.
Have you ever heard of something being called being backlit?
I have
Did
never
what?
worked in the theater. I don't know what that means.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. I should have
Well,
Googled
if
it.
it's true, they might not have been able to see clearly because they were backlit.
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini,
She's the head nun?
On the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Oh, I see.
Impossible.
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good.
They hadn't asked Tom Cruise to do
In other words, it had to be nearly pitch orange black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening.
The 6 out of 10.
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak.
Have you met any...
This is why we need to do more squats. Right, Trite?
No, I hate squats.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Gavel, gavel, gavel. Order, order, order.
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into
Wait,
evidence.
brought that
Did you get
whole
that in?
thing?
Absolutely, I've been doing a lot of squats. I've got a lot of leg strength that I can lift the stone lantern with.
Fair
It's my
enough.
whole thing. I'm a CrossFit trainer as my day job. Now maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
It's the day, sir. It is the day now.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? Doesn't he not get that you can be a CrossFit trainer and a lawyer?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern, there's something written on it.
What?
What? Why? It's written in blood, orange blood.
Oh boy, so the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood.
Ha! Asshole's got a red visor. Asshole can't see red.
Oh,
Wait, it says mayor upside down.
Or Otto the right way up.
What the?
oh yes, that's right. Huh. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
All right.
Oh my God,
that
the
makes
magic
a lot of
image,
And I'm not
sense.
entirely sure what.
Pavel, please, please. It certainly looks that way.
Hang on just a minute.
I would love.
What are you all talking about?
Wait, what do you mean? What are you all talking about?
Look, we're talking about the message written in bloody blood.
It's right there, Godot.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
It's not.
Dirtiest whistle I've ever seen. Could it be?
Yeah, very dirty whistle.
He can't see the bloody writing at all.
Yeah, my taunt was deliberate and direct.
Yeah. And now that I think of it, without Gary's help, he did say something to me yesterday.
You're a piece of shit sometimes, you know that?
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
Yep, I remember that. What a memory.
No, a human
So-
being only needs one thing to see.
So that's what he meant by that.
Gavel. In any case, this is an important clue.
You
We
think?
now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further?
I need new glasses.
Mr. Godot,
Uh,
too much coffee,
okay, then.
maybe.
Let's move on.
Godot is literally shaking. And somehow I don't think it's the caffeine overdose, but
It
it
is.
probably is.
Yeah, I believe it has now been established that Miss Dokesnime was killed by Maya Fey.
That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Who, me?
Oh,
me?
Yes,
me?
Gary, you.
To me? Oh,
Wait,
Oh.
Iris, sorry, apologies.
Oh, me. Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Well, you're not all eyes.
Oh! She burnt your face!
No, that was something else that burnt my face.
Anyway, after Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakor Temple and... I used the shishitos to alter the way the wound looked. You know.
So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakor Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, I never imagined
Yeah.
that Elise Dunham was actually Misty Fae. I can't believe I stabbed her. I've committed a terrible sin.
No, a terrible trick of fate.
Believe you're looking for Twist of Fate, Your Honor.
Why would you say
I've been playing a lot of bridge recently, sorry.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Gavel myself. Right, Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination once more.
Nod. Yes, Your Honor.
After Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Crane tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Tusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the Hazakura Temple and...
Hold it. The snowmobile. I knew that would show up sooner or later.
You were really fixated on the snowmobile.
Bloody skidoo.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was the question the other day. Should I ask for more details?
Always ask for more details.
Right. What details should I ask about? These ones. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right?
Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks.
This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. And these are tracks from that, right?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
Yep.
All around
And all around. And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
It's not what I think he's getting at. But go on, Mr. Wright. What do you think about the testimony?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I think I've already worked out where you're going, but go on.
Lovely. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Slam. Your Honour? I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony.
But does it have something to... I know it has something to do with the case, so yes, go on.
Well, all of it will be made clear if you allow a statement to be added to the record.
This should be fun. Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. Snow.
Business.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
Right, where is that bloody evidence? Here it is. Objection. Slam. Your Honour, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really?
Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
What? Whoops. Well, that didn't go so well.
By the time the murder took place, I used a and then the snow used the snowbee to carry it back to the Hazakor Temple, and I dragged behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
Where's that bloody evidence? Here he goes, objection. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This that I'm tapping here is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire.
What did you say?
He said it was struck by lightning and it caught on fire.
Thank you, Gary.
The bridge? It was on fire?
Yes, it was struck by lightning and it caught
on fire from the lightning.
Exactly. You mean you didn't know about it? It was because of the lightning strike.
And then it caught on fire.
For the fourth time, it was struck by lightning. Yes. And it caught on fire.
One
Yes.
more time. What? One more time?
It was struck by lightning.
And it caught
on fire.
Can't be. It can't.
Lab, no, it was. It looks like you still haven't figured it out, so I'll say it again. It was struck by lightning and caught on fire. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, or try to get us to say it, you can't pull the wool over the ears of the real defense attorney.
Over the eyes, Phoenix.
And ears.
Oh my God, so what happened to the bridge?
I don't know.
It's lightning that lit the fire.
Order.
Slab, the bridge was already on fire when the lightning struck, when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no orange way she could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness, even my long patience has its limits. Any further lying, and I will find you in contempt of court.
Oh shit, he's just realised he could do that.
I can. I've been reading my rules since I've been gone. Do you have anything you can say for yourself at this point? That's not a word. It wouldn't hold up in Scrabble.
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Oh, man.
Oh, for God's sake, Godot. How dare you? How dare you?
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
What?
Yeah, because he mentioned he could do squats, yeah.
He's always talking about bloody squats.
The important thing now is to find out the orange truth. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and that's what we were doing when we were explaining that it was struck by
whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether or not the bridge was struck by lightning and caught on fire or not. There are two orange facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dumnim was discovered in the Hazakor Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witness Iris desecrating Elise Dumnim's body.
He makes a good point on both accounts. Fair play.
Right, I'm not lying.
Okay, then what happened to the bridge?
It was struck by... Oh, we're not doing that. Okay, sorry. What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night.
Possession, calling it.
So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Oh, bullshit. Look, you have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory that night was hazy?
Perjury
Objection. It is only human to err.
What?
If you're also a perfect trot, maybe you can explain this for the court?
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down on account of the lightning striking and catching it on fire, but somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick of orange.
It was icy and the body just slid down the ice. Oh, fuck, I knew there was some other way to get across the burnt out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. I'll have to build a little bridge out of
Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
He's sounding more and more like Porky Pig every time he says
Gavel! All right then. With this, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
Fuck's sake.
For God's sake, you've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation to that, for that, to your testimony. Did you catch that?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Will this be a final testimony?
I doubt it.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body, so I must have just gotten confused, I guess.
Oh, fucking hell.
Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross a burning bridge?
How did it catch on fire, Iris?
What a fine question. I don't know.
Fucking hell.
So it was just a misunderstanding. I see.
Exactly, Judge. You got it. You got it right. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast, which caught it on fire. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
I mean, it's still there. I mean, it was certainly burned to a crisp. And one of the suspension wires is gone. It's amazing that the whole bridge didn't fall. Yes, Indiana Jones could have crossed it. Clearly, it would have been impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. So you hired Tom Cruise.
Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And I hate the truth. A mayor will be accused of murder.
No, you love the truth. There are only two things you hate.
Right. I'm only going to say it one more time.
What? What was that?
It is only human to err.
Is it demonic to
And
I didn't hear you.
only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
Sometimes squirrels can see cheekiness. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
Gavel. All right, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. You better be cross.
Oh, I am. I'm fucking furious.
Phénix, I don't know how we're going to do this.
Hey.
I don't know how we're going to do this, mate.
It could be, have you got the weenies there?
I haven't got the weenies, mate. I mean, literally just pick a random thing and present it and see what happens.
Go on, let's do this sketch. Slam. A dead body flying over a burning bridge.
Oh, no, you're not going here, are you?
I am. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What?
So he's aware of the Phoenix Down spell. Wait, you're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Oh my god.
What the hell did he just say?
Who is it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep an attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Dunham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Loris Dunham.
He's shit in a fight, by the way.
Brilliant.
Highly gifted.
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the mountain shack, Heavenly Hill, and that's when he witnessed the event. Slam, I think you've seen this sketch before. Yeah, it looks like the snare drum on fire. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Are you serious? Today's not. Let me just check the date. It's not April Fool's Day, is it?
February the 10th.
You
Right,
actually
Mr.
remembered
Wright.
something.
Yeah.
Are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air
After my sister's
and
birthday.
you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument?
Hey, that is my friend Larry's picture.
Yeah, but he's
And
not your
okay.
good friend, is he?
And I've got my other friend here. Oh, Christ, the judge looks like he's about to blow a bloody gasket.
Yeah, but I'm the better friend, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Well tried. There's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. And I'm going to prove it
You have
right
no idea where
now.
you're going with this, do you?
Don't shush,
Listen.
Gary.
I know your tricks.
Do you?
You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch?
That's what he's going to do, Godot.
Upside down. Why did Godot say that?
For God's
Right,
sake, he
yeah,
just
but-
said
Very
it.
simple command.
All right, then, let's hear the defense's theory. I'm sick of this. Why exactly is this sketch going to show? Give me another vodka, would you?
I don't know if Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Whiskakes. All right, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. Christ almighty, this sketch drawn by Loris Doonan is...
What is it?
Well, it's upside down.
Therefore,
A complete contradiction. Something is obviously funny about this sketch.
Oh, yes, laugh a minute. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that.
No, that's not what I mean, Your Honour.
all right, since firing back up.
Loris Doonan stated it was over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Slam. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch orangely contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality?
This is too much philosophy for me.
This is getting interesting.
Oh, go write a novel.
Oh, looks like you're back to that finger pointing thing again. Okay, Trot. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it? It's the flying lady on fire?
Present.
It's the suspension wire.
It's this wire connected to the bridge. You're right, Your Honour.
The wire.
Good show.
Wire, ha!
When you walk in the garden,
Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
you better watch your back.
Nod. It is indeed.
Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
Right, let's have a
Phoenix
look
coming.
here. Dusky Bridge, take that.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge. Correct?
Yes, now I'll put it away now. But now compare the
Oh.
sketch and the photo for a minute.
It was quite a nice photo.
Is the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But in the actual Dusky Bridge,
Jumping Jehoshaphat!
all right, the wires are below the guard wires.
What?
Oh my God, he's got him there,
What?
right on the ropes.
Order. The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just fucks up?
Or perhaps he just orange drew it wrong?
That's what I said.
Either way, it sounds like you're just orange wrong.
No. With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility.
Yeah, he got lucky. He got lucky with one punch.
But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
He's a bad artist.
He's not good at art. Are you saying you don't know the answer to that?
Slam, listen, think back, right? Remember what Loris was doing when he witnessed the event? It says so right here. He was at Heavenly Hall, waiting for a lover that was never going to come.
He's
He
that bad,
waited
is
and
he?
waited, and finally he laid down.
I thought that was a
'Cause he
solid
was-
joke, Your Honor.
He was tired.
Thank you.
But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Remember that?
Yeah, lightning. Yeah, the bridge is
Set
struck by
Lightning
lightning.
shot from the sky and set the bridge on fire.
What happened?
Oh, for God's sake.
Christ. Right. Now ponder what sort of position Larry must have been at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did.
He was orangely lying on his orange back. I don't see how this relates because I'm dumb.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down.
Ah!
No way.
Yes way. Loris Doonin witnessed the event while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down.
Oh my God, he's done
Christ,
it again.
my name's
Right
Juggles.
out of his
Offense
ass.
saved. Don't you know
Gabble,
that,
gabble,
Phoenix?
gabble. So then, this sketch could actually.
I think you'll finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Loris Doonin's sketch is like this. Let me just grab that for you. And there we go. This is how it should have actually looked.
Oh my God, very
Christ, it's
confusing.
even shitter upside
Falling
down.
from the sky.
The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right. Just like a pendulum.
All
We're
right.
all thinking it.
Let's kick it up a notch.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's making more cartoon noises.
Gabble,
drum and
gabble,
bass.
gabble. Order, order, order.
Oh, the things to say a pendulum.
The bridge was burning to a crisp. The judge said so. There was no way to get across it.
A pendulum, you say? Okay, fuck it. It's drum and bass. What you gonna do?
But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems.
It would have been an omen.
This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across the other side, and the pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
Objection, true. You can't just buy 10-yard string. Look, the lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the criminal would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, the criminal. Slam. They didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of the criminal.
What?
The rope was already in front of the criminal. Look, I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there.
Gavel. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation. I'm here to interrupt to demand that you continue. In green, what makes you think that the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum?
Take that.
And the meaning of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard, and it
Oh,
really
thank
is
you. I
glorious.
have oiled recently. This is one of the wires, the orange wires from the bridge.
When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire,
When what
as we've
happened?
Oh, yeah.
established,
Yeah, we have established that.
one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Doonin's body. There you are, like bloody Bill Sykes in Oliver.
I have two questions.
So many
Because-
frames.
There was simply no other way to move the body.
How did they get the wire in the first place, and how did she detach on the other side?
My God, he's drinking
Christ,
furiously.
That was disturbing.
Gavel, gavel, gavel. Mr. Godot. Mr. Godot. It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Gavel! No, it didn't wake him. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not an impossibility at all, even if you didn't have Tom Cruise on that.
Objection! Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Try it. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Hang on. Here we go. Take that. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far.
Oh, for God's sake.
I just want to review.
You have to.
Look, according to this photo, one of the wires snapped.
I swear to God, if you
Here we go. Just get my map out. Here we are. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. There we go. Just stroking it there with my finger so we know which one.
That was the spot where the criminal... Oh.
Yes, precisely, Nod. Now, let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again that I've got here. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. If the body was pushed from this point here, where I'm tapping my finger, and then I move my finger all the way across to this here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point that I'm tapping at.
Did you say drop?
Yes. Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Good evidence. Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body swung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
Oh, that's why we cared about the sphere.
That's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal.
Amethyst. Amethyst.
Right.
Amethyst. It's the one that came off Miss Elise Doonim's staff. Slan. And even more important is the orange place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found.
Precisely, Your Honour. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive to given the right amount of speed.
Oh my God, he's really got him on the ropes.
Right.
Gavel, this explains your theory quite well, Mr. Bright.
Thank you.
You have provided us with the way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction. Most impressive.
Wow.
Mr. Godot.
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
Well, it's technically a frap then, isn't it?
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot? That's assault?
Yeah.
And for the 5th time in front of me?
Oh, you know, 5th time's the charm. That was a dark and bitter guess you made, Trot. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma.
Huh?
A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
And I'm starting to think he's got a thing for coffee.
The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
It was almost
Yeah,
a solid
Gary.
burn.
Gary, high five.
Yeah, go on then.
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice laying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge.
Who's an accomplice?
So who collected the body?
Drag name.
What do you have to say about that, Trite?
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person.
God, if
They must
only
have been
there's something
married
we...
or divorced.
God, if there's only something we know about 2 people who were near the crime scene, sir.
Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Do I? Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have been made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice.
Very well, then. If you please, Mr. Wright. In green, who was the person who received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
Say that! It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? What?
I don't see why you're so surprised, mate. Look, the only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile, which I love, by the way. But with her bad back, Sister Benkini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection. Trot, were you even listening to the witness's testimony?
What was that?
On the night of the crime, this incredibly intelligent and valuable member of society was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Oh, fucking Jeption. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in Orange 2 different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when we first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved from the burnt-out bridge, using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
Slam, but the body couldn't have passed along the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about the whole thing, unless you're not really Iris to begin with.
What?
Yeah.
How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
Well, I
called it! I called it!
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Irish of the Hazakura Temple?
Objection. Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach during this trial. Why her whole demeanour changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. Slam, the woman that's standing there at the witness stand, that one I'm pointing at right there, you see her? Her real name is... Oh, fuck, what's her real name? There we go. Take that. I never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dick Gumshoe. I mean, Dahlia Hawthorne.
For fuck's sake.
Huh.
Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honour. Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her. There she is, right there on the stand. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
It's just your imagination, Gramps. There's no way the sister stepped to the stand. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, I've read it all now. I remember that case 5 years ago. It feels like
Season 3, Case 1, True Believers.
Certainly feels like that long.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is mine, Payne. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already orangely dead. It says her orange execution was carried out last month. Goes into all sorts of details. Hanging, then shooting, then an injection, then the electric chair.
So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
I mean, that's the truest thing he's ever said. That's the
It
truest
really
thing he's
does.
ever said.
Wow.
Right, gavel, order. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Well, wait a moment. How can you, my sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Objection. Shake my head. You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Karain channeling techniques flows within that body.
The Karain channeling technique.
The KCT.
Now, where have I heard of that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium.
Oh,
Oh my
What
God,
the fuck
go
is going on
surreal.
here?
What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was.
Well, you're going to put things that way, then yes.
Yeah, it is fucking unbelievable.
Objection. We're supposed to believe that a coincidence like that just happens?
Hey, this guy cross-examined a parrot once.
I did. An objection. It was a parakeet, but naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions, these burnt instructions.
What's that?
These instructions, which have miraculously been unburnt, were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. Slam. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
Two of them?
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you heard the light up bell, la-di-da. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means that the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. Am I keeping track?
Yes, and the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris, meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple, Slam, was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia fucking Hawthorne.
Objection. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris.
What?
Oh my God, just as I thought.
What?
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike.
Oh, that set the bridge on fire.
Hmm. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum.
Which you're accepting now.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. You with me so far?
Yes.
After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Yes, that I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Oh, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. Like really far away. But I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night.
I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous.
It is his MO.
Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched orange places?
Switched places?
Oh no, what have I done?
Oh my god, they might have done, you know!
Oh my god.
Gavel, to be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand.
Oh, did I throw this one for myself?
But I do know that unless we confirm the witness identity, we cannot continue with this trial.
Fuck.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched orange places somewhere.
Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances to switch places with Dahlia?
Slam, Your Honor,
Yes, that's me.
I think there might have been one chance.
Really? Explain yourself.
Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised.
Gavel! Well, continue. I don't know why you've stopped. Who would give a murder suspect time to freely move about like that?
I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was...
Who was it, Phoenix?
Who was it? Christ. It was my one and only. Take that.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honour, it's Mr. Edgeworth, and there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake? I don't remember.
Earthquake! Oh my goodness, the inner temple! This kind of tremor might...
No.
How could I have? She fled. She escaped.
We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. Sam, when I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh
What
my
the
god.
fuck is going on
What?
here?
I-
There's
Gavel,
so many
Gavel,
things. Are there any weenies
That's
around?
quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider this idea of spirit channeling.
Be quiet. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
Oh, that was a real own goal for me. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a valuable member of society, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Hair flip. Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Ha! Permanently retired.
You mean you're dead?
What? Shh.
So you're not gonna bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me. Ha ha ha. Ha
What
ha
is
ha ha.
going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again. I never thought we'd meet like this. Not in a million fucking years. But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. I met someone new. Someone edgy.
Well, what a case. Holy hell. So many things to consider there. Kind of crazy. Please do tune in next week for what will be the final episode of La Théâtre de Phénix. Sorry, our apologies for running over more so than we usually do there. A lot to get through. And who knows, most likely we'll run over next week as well in true Phoenix Wright tradition. The only thing missing is a colossal tech fuck up. Well, now it's time for the digital round of applause where those who are remaining, some people jumped off during the interval, plug all of their various things. But first of all, let me post their social media information. These are all the wonderful cast that you heard tonight. Please do give them a follow. They're all wonderful human beings. Let's start with our leading man, Scott Oswald, as Phénix Wright. Scott, all coming to a close next week. How are we feeling?
Bit sad, to be honest, Chaz. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do in my Wednesday evenings, but no, thank you. Thank everyone for listening. Thank fellow cast members. Thank you for the good people at Twitch for making that website exist. And no plugs, just like, I don't know, give to charity if you want to, if you can. Have a nice week, and looking forward to seeing you all next week.
Oh, wonderful. And of course, we're back in the courtroom. Where would we be without our judge, the incredible Leo West?
Thanks, Chaz. How you doing, Chaz?
I'm doing well. This has been really lovely.
It has. I don't have any plugs. There's one element of playing against Goddo that I don't have to act, believe it or not, and that is that his caffeine intake is at dangerous levels. I have recently had a scare with a member of my family who had a heart attack because of their caffeine intake. And in all seriousness, at this point, please try and stop drinking caffeine if you can. There we are. That's what I would like to say.
There we go.
Time.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Leo. And there's a link to Leo's podcast in the chat as well.
Oh, thanks, Chaz.
As our incredible prosecutor Godot, lovely to see the return of Miles Hurley, who has been with us since case 2 of game 1.
Yeah, it's been nice to be back. Nice to be there at as close to the beginning as I could have been, and then here at the very, very end. Always a positive. No proper plugs. It's Pride Month. Everybody be nice and positive to all the wonderful queers in your life, and I don't know, give money to mermaids if you can.
Yes, wonderful idea. And last but certainly not least, Cherie Monroy, who has played Iris and a slew of other characters all across season 3. A wonderful addition to the company.
Just check out my socials. There's fun art and clown things on there. And I don't know, have you called your mom recently? Give her a call and tell her to stop drinking caffeine.
Seriously. I mean, I've been telling her for 13 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, there we go. Serious business. Thank you so much for joining us. In terms of plugs, I don't have too much to plug. If you want to drop a follow or a sub, always appreciated. I have a podcast. I'm currently in the process of editing the second episode, so hopefully we'll get that out relatively sharpish. So please do give it a subscribe. If you can leave a review, please do leave a review. And apart from that, you could catch up on previous episodes of La Théâtre de Phénix on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel, so please do give it a watch. You can see how the tech setup has grown over the months from where we started. Please do tune in for next week, our final episode. We're going to try and get as many people in as possible, even if they're not playing any parts in there. Might even do a face reveal for some of them. Who knows? The excitement is palpable. So please do tune in for that. I'm very excited. This project has been so wonderful. But you don't need me to tell you that. I can save all of the super gushy stuff for that final episode. So I'm not sure how many people are watching, but I feel that we should raid someone. It's only fair, and traditionally we have been raiding Rick Carranza, but Rick is not streaming tonight, so we are going to raid the wonderful Scottish comedian Gareth Waugh. Raid message, as always, is, "I've been to the theatre," in all caps. So if you could please do that, that would be greatly appreciated. Until then, see you next week for the finale, and have a wonderful evening. Ta-ra for now.